So everybody, you guys know me. I'm Harry James. Well, blue collar, eat the clock, play good defense, and score just enough points. That describes Kansas State football over the years, particularly the last couple of meetings in Norman. And well, whether you like to admit it or not, the Wildcats do it again and stun Oklahoma in Norman and score 41 points in doing so. 41-34 the final in this one as we review Brent Venables' first conference game as the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners. Let's go, guys. And welcome back to the show, everybody. I think y'all know me. I'm Harry James. Let's take a look at the post-game report for the Sooners and the Wildcats as the Wildcats do it again and stun the Sooners in Norman 41-34. We'll start with the Kansas State offense, particularly quarterback Taylor Martinez, probably the player of the game in this one. Home or away, by the way. But in the visitor locker room, still threw for 234 yards through the air and a touchdown. Didn't have a pick. His longest completion for 27 yards. His counterpart, Dillon Gabriel, 330 yards through the air passing. 4 TDs. Still no picks for the young man, and a long pass of 56 yards. But what hurts is right here, guys. 2 100-yard rushers on the ground for Kansas State. They do include quarterback Adrian Martinez and running back Deuce Vaughn. 2 of the players you couldn't let loose. And to be honest, they kind of contained Deuce for the most part. They could not contain Martinez, though, who by the end of the day, as far as on the ground, compiled up another 21 rushes to go for 148 yards and 4 touchdowns, including a long run of 55 yards. Deuce did get loose a couple of times, 25 times to be honest, for 116 yards on the ground. Didn't have a touchdown, by the way, but his longest run on the ground was for 22 yards. Running backs for Oklahoma, running game for Oklahoma does include Eric Gray and Dillon Gabriel. Eric Gray, 16 carries to go for $114 on the ground. Didn't have a touchdown, but a long run of 25 yards. While Dillon, 7 rushes. Number 8, Dillon Gabriel, quarterback, also on the ground, had 7 rushes to go with 61 yards and 0 touchdowns, a long run of 26 yards. Wide receivers, Adrian Martinez, when he had to get rid of the ball, did so, and found Ben Sinian and Phillip Brooks. Sinian led in yards with 4 catches for 80 yards, 0 touchdowns. Longest reception was from 27 yards. Phillip Brooks also played well from the receivers with 7 receptions for 56 yards and a touchdown. Longest reception, 20 yards. Wide receivers for Oklahoma. Man, when Dillon found him open, he found him open. Like 17 Marvin Mims and 10 Theo Weiss. We'll start with Mims, who had 4 catches to go for 87 yards and a touchdown with a long-distance catch of 50 yards. Theo also had a big night through the air. 3 catches, 75 yards and a touchdown, and 56 of the 75 came on one play, which was, by the way, his longest run and the touchdown. All on one play. Just that easy for Theo. Defensively for both teams, a good showing defensively also. Kobe Savage and Julius Brents for Kansas State. Savage, 11 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 recovered, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks from his safety position. Kobe Savage and Julius Brents, 9 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks from corner. Linebacker David Ugwoegbu, 15 tackles tonight. Game high 15 tackles for both teams. For David Ugwoegbu, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks. Helping him on the Oklahoma sideline, defensively at least, was the defensive back, number 25, Justin Broyles, who had 10 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 picks, and 0 fumbles forced. Punters were big in this one too. 5 apiece for Turk and Zettner. Ty Zettner, averaged, with his 5 punts, averaged 47.4 yards and average 2 balls landed inside the 20-yard line, including a touchback and a long punt of 54 yards. Turk, 5 punts, averaging 51.2 in average, 1 landed inside the 20, 3 touchbacks, and a long punt of 60 yards. And the kicker, 4 for 4 for both teams, 2 for 2 apiece for Chris Tennant and Zach Schmidt. Tennant first for Kansas State, 2 for 2 for 38 Chris Tennant to go with a 23-yard field goal and a long 29-yard field goal for the long. Zach Snyder, 41-yard on the short, 44 on the long for field goals. So there, we go from offense, defense, special teams. Now, how did we get to a 41-34 thriller in favor of Kansas State? Well, it happened like that. Because with 9:57 left, the Wildcats got on the board. 6-yard touchdown run by Adrian Martinez. A-Mart playing smart ball. Up a touchdown, 7-0, 9:57 left for the Wildcats. Adrian then added to the lead through the air. 6-yard touchdown pass from number 9, Adrian Martinez to 4, Malik Knowles. 14-0, 5:37 left. Wildcats making it look easy. Then come the Sooners and the Bear offense, the Baylor Bear offense, the Bear Raid, if you will, at least in the end zone. And they get started in the end zone with 2:32 left when Dylan Gabriel throws a deep pass to 10 Theo Weiss to get the Oklahoma Sooners on the board. 7 good. 14-7, 2:32 left. Wildcats, though, lead. Not for long. Sooners do tie it up with a 58-yard, for the 50-yard touchdown pass to marvelous Marvin Mims in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. 14-14. And we got a tie ball game. Adrian Martinez saying, I ain't going to play like that. I ain't going to have a dude like that. I didn't play that well last year with Nebraska. I'm playing well tonight. Gets a second rushing touchdown. Makes it 21-14. 6:15 left. Wildcats lead. The lead has been basically cut in half, almost, with a 41-yard field goal by 34. Zachary Schmidt, 41-yard field goal, up and good, 21-17, 2:47 left. And we got us a ball game. Wildcats, though, lead. Wildcats do get the 3 points back with a Chris Tennant 23-yard field goal, up and good, with absolutely no time left on the clocks. Zeros left. Wildcats lead by a touchdown. Zach Schmidt, though, then answers and again cuts Leland half by 3 with a 44-yard field goal this time in the third quarter. 11:42 left. Up and good. It is 24-20, Kansas State. Wildcats, though, have an answer with a field goal of their own, 3 points of their own, 29-yarder by Chris Tennant. Up and good. And Kansas State, by the way, 27-20, up by a touchdown, going into the fourth. In the fourth, Martinez and company reach that goal again. 2-score lead by 14. This time, of Adrian Martinez, 15-yard touchdown run. 34-20, 8 minutes left. Wildcats lead. But not for long. Here comes Dylan Gabriel and company. 4:36 left. Dylan Gabriel, 1-yard touchdown pass to Braden Willis. Weight Room Willie. 34-27. Sooners in this one. Martinez puts the capper on it. Puts them back up by 2 touchdowns with about 2 minutes left with a 1-yard touchdown plunge. 41-27. Wildcats lead with 1:57 left. Sooners, though, don't go away. Show some grit and some toughness by getting back in the game and only losing by a touchdown because Dylan Gabriel would throw a 9 lock to break Weight Room Willie again. This time from 10 yards out for a touchdown. 41-34 the final. 35 seconds left. Oklahoma could not recover the onside kick. Play of the game was the Dylan Gabriel 56-yarder. Yeah, to Theo to get the offense clicking. That's what Oklahoma needed. They got it clicking there, but that's what really got them started. If it weren't for that, who knows how bad this thing gets. Defensively, it was a 3rd and 16. Taylor Martinez couldn't find anybody open, takes it himself, but only gets 9 yards and is tackled by Key Lawrence there in the bowl game. All right, guys, that'll wrap this thing up. This thing's done. Wrapped up in a silver box. Never to be heard from again, we hope. All right? It's out of here. I'm out of here. You can catch this and all my other videos on the YouTube, Bummer Center 1982. Also, Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or on the Twitter box, at HypeManHarry. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and one final time, the Wildcats do it again and stun the Sooners in Norman, 41-34 the final. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and TCU's up next week. Boomer!